Here we will split some more hairs on the next debate of Jalen Green versus Cade Cunningham, the 1 and 2 overall picks in this last year's draft. I think Jalen Green is going to have the best career out of the two. And Dalton, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be Cunningham. I mean, definitely like Cunningham. So I just see it both. It's fortunate because both of them have all the space to turn into the team whatever they need. Both teams fully bought in. They're like, you're the guy. We're coming in. But I think the Pistons more than the Rockets because they don't have a Kevin Porter Jr. On the
Yeah.
Pistons. So Kevin's already like, I'm gonna have the ball in my hands all this time. I want to average 10 assists a game. They still have Christian Wood, who's probably going to be if not their second, but if not their first, he'll be their second leading scorer next season.
Hold on, you're
Uh,
talking about my guys now.
Christian
I
Wood.
would
No,
argue
no.
with
So
my
I'm
guys that that is a positive, sir, and that Jalen Green having a better player next to him or just as good in Kevin Porter, who is great and has flashy passes. He wants to get the ball to his buddy Jalen. I think that's a positive. I think that is a great thing to have another star next to you. Like, that only helps you stand out more because you're going to have a better team. And I'd rather have a team that could, be really great and have the best player on that team than one dude leading garbage city. Not necessarily that that's what Detroit is, but I'm just saying that they are one of the top cities for stabbings every year.
yeah. Well, but the argument isn't who's going to be the better team in 5 years. It's who's going to have the better career. And I mean, when
Sure.
you look at it, I in the end, it's still semantics because it's like the argument of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson had the better team around him, but Larry Bird had the better individual career, 3 MVPs, but he only won two championships. Magic Johnson won three. But anyway,
Magic's
but
better.
he has so much points. I'm I think Larry Bird's better. Larry Bird just had a bad back, but Cunningham is going to have all the room he wants. He already has shooter. He has uh, Sadiq Bey, great
Sadiq Bey,
shooter. He's got,
Isaiah Stewart's a great big.
yeah, great. I mean, a really good pick and roll partner. We're going to see a lot more of him, assuming he stays out of foul trouble. Of course, Jeremy Grant is great. He's just one of the most versatile players there. Shoots, defends, do whatever you want. So I think it's going to be awesome. I'm going to love seeing that 2-man game between Grant and Cunningham, but
That's
Cunning
true. That's an
and
underrated 2-man game.
yeah, and Cunningham like proved in college, like everyone in college was like, oh, he's going to be great because he's a passing, rebounding, great size for a guard. But like his shooting was the biggest question going when he was going into college, and then he became like an awesome shooter. And they're like, oh well, so like he's gonna always get better. Like, and
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be better in 5 if we even look at it in 5 years. But by the end of their career, I think he's gonna be a better defensive player than Jalen Green,
It was insane that
and a
he
better
had
playmaker.
40% from three last year. I mean, I didn't see that coming.
No, neither did I. But I mean, both Green and Cunningham shot 50% in summer league from three. Jalen scored more, but I don't
Jalen
think
is an automatic bucket getter, man. I mean, yeah, of course he scored more because he's the better player. Here's the thing. He is a guy who can get any bucket you want him to. It doesn't matter what hand you have in his face. He had this move this last game. He got by Kuzma on just a fucking nasty crossover. And then he went up for the layup with the guys in front of him, went from the right to the left, and boom, got it in. Because that's what Jalen Green does. He puts it in, and he probably uses condoms when he puts it in as well. I'm just kidding.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, that would have been a cooler highlight if it wasn't Kyle Kuzma as the defender.
Okay, yeah, it's true. Kyle Kuzma gets crossed up probably almost all the time. But
Bailey.
here's the thing. Both of them are 6'6". Your boy Cade was supposed to be 6'8". They lied. I think he might be more like 6'2". He doesn't look that big out there.
It's the hair. But he is going to become a lot better of a playmaker. And I mean, by the end of his career, I won't be surprised if he'll be averaging close to Luka numbers. Like I'd see him 5 years, probably 23, 8 and 8, maybe a steal and a half. He's
Yeah.
definitely going to be, he has better reach, he's better length. So he's going to be a better defender. than Jalen Green. And I think already he's a better leader just because as a point guard, he has to run this offense. And I think he is going to have full control of this offense. So he's going to be able to gather them all together rather than Jalen Green's more of a, yeah, he's going to just go out, score, get buckets, do whatever you can. But I think
Yeah.
really the leader is going to be Kevin Porter Jr. on that team going forward.
Yeah. I think Jalen Green has great potential to be like a James Harden, to be their easy James Harden replacement. Or at worst, he's like a Chris Middleton. And
Yeah.
maybe he's not as good of a defender as him, but maybe he needs to bulk up a little more. But this is a dude he can get out in the fast break easily. He's going to have great chemistry with Kevin Porter Jr. He's got an awesome big and Christian Wood to toss it up to as well. I think you'll see him become a better playmaker as well. So this is a guy in terms of numbers that I could even see getting to 8 assists, maybe 7 assists per game. And looking at points per game, we're talking maybe like Bradley Beal numbers, not necessarily like what Bradley Beal did this last year, but like 27, 26 points per game. I think this is a guy who can score from anywhere. He's going to get free throws. He's going to probably shoot like 11 or 12 free throws many times a game and hit most of them. And you'll be like, God damn, why do my guys keep falling? You're gonna be so mad, but it's gonna be because he's so crafty and he forces your guys to follow him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about 8 assists a game. I think he'll max average 5 assists in his career. I think it's going to be a lot like Bradley Beal's assists, where he's not the best playmaker, but his assists just are a result of him breaking down the defense and able to make the next pass or the pass out to the wings, the outlet. I think that's He's going to be I think he'll be a smart passer, and he's not going to be like the worst playmaker. I just think that's not his role on this team, nor will it be, especially while they have Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Kevin Porter Jr. is there to take a lot of the playmaking away, and that's awesome that you can have a guy like that. But that doesn't mean that they can't both score a lot and dish out a lot too. So I think they're both super talented players.
Yeah, I mean, just super excited to see where they both go. Excited who the Pistons are going to get next. I mean, they really need another piece. I don't think Cade and Jeremy Grant are going to take him to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if they get like a solid big. I know they have Luka Garza, who was awesome in college, and they just guaranteed a 2-year contract to him. Maybe he becomes a great player in the NBA. I don't know. Isaiah Stewart, I like him a lot. He's been working with Ben Wallace. Get him to play like him. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
better size than Ben Wallace too. Not as athletic, but yeah, it's still great guy to learn from.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've got some solid players on this team. I think Sadiq Bey, he was really good last year immediately in his rookie season because he's a great shooter, but he's got great size to be a solid defender as well.
Yeah, and he fits right into what they're doing with Cade, him and Jeremy Grant. Funny enough, like both the best two players, like next to them, like Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, they fit just as well as Christian Wood and Kevin Porter fit next to Green. So it's really just down to the players, those two players, and what they can do.
Yeah, no, they've done a good job at getting this squad assembled. Obviously, falling into the number 1 pick when you have a guy who's as great as Cade in the draft, that's awesome to be able to get that. So that accelerates the rebuild a bit. And I think, if you only add to it, hopefully get another star like player here.
Yeah, hopefully.